Hello and welcome. This is We Make Art, and I'm your host, Renaissance woman and founder of Elemental Alchemy, Sarah Rockwood. Today, we're talking about boundaries. And I know for some of us, even hearing the word boundaries can make the body tense. Because boundaries sound easy when we hear people talk about them online or in a podcast. Yes, I am aware this conversation could be triggering because we're told that boundaries are simple, right? Just say no, choose yourself, stop explaining. That's a big one. And sometimes, yeah, it's true. They can be simple. But in real life, where most of us are living, boundaries are often much more complicated. They can bring up a lot of old patterns and feelings, and in some cases, the old training that taught us love meant being available. But I offer you this. Boundaries are not just interpersonal tools. They are not just something you say when someone crosses a line. They are part of the structure that allows your art to exist. And I want to say that again because I think it matters. Well, yeah, otherwise I wouldn't be doing a whole episode on it. Boundaries are creative infrastructure. Because if everyone has access to your energy, your art has to survive on what's left. And for many women, especially sensitive, high-capacity women and or firstborn daughters, what's left is not much. We give our best attention to other people's energies, our best compassion to other people's feelings, our best problem solving to other people's confusion, your best listening to other people's stories. You give your best emotional regulation in rooms where no one else is regulating themselves. And then at the end of the day, you turn towards your art and wonder why you have nothing left. No wonder the blank page feels impossible. No wonder the canvas feels far away. No wonder the voice won't rise. No wonder. And then we rail against the thing that is designed to save us. We blame our art for taking up too much time, for being too expensive, for getting in the way of our day jobs, our family, hell, even our pets. But your art is not asking too much of you. It is asking you to create a space where you can put your artistic self, your true self, your spirit first. And that space does not appear by accident. It is created through boundaries, not walls, not cruelty, not dramatic declarations, boundaries, clarity in motion. They're a way of saying, this is where my energy goes. This is what I'm available for. This is what I am no longer willing to abandon in order to keep everyone else comfortable. And that can feel terrifying to say out loud, especially if you were taught to be good and nice and easy to get along with and responsible and no trouble at all. I mean, how many times did your teachers say to your parents, I wish I had a whole classroom of kids like her? If that's how you've been living, then choosing your art can feel dangerous. Not because it is wrong, but because it is unfamiliar. And this is why boundary work is also body work. We covered body and movement last episode to build into this episode, right? Because you can say the words, I need space, and still feel your throat close. You can decline the invitation and feel your stomach twist. You can make the decision to protect your morning writing time and still feel guilt crawling up your spine. That does not mean the boundary is wrong. It means your body is learning a new kind of safety. It means that some part of you still believes connection depends on self-abandonment. And that part of you deserves compassion. But she does not get to run your whole life. At some point, the artist in you has to be allowed a seat at the table. Not after everyone else has eaten, not after every crisis is solved, not after the kids head off to college. Now, in this season, in this life, with the energy you actually have. Because your art cannot be nourished by the promise of someday. Sorry, it gets me heated and sad and angry. Because I hear time and again from women that, I'll get to it someday when things calm down, when everyone understands, when I have more time, when no one needs me. Someday is not a plan. Someday is where your art goes to wait while other people's comfort becomes the center of your life. And I say this with tenderness because I have been there, but also with fire because I have been there. Your art deserves more than the scraps you are giving it. Your art deserves your energy and your attention, and you can start giving it that space with simple, clear boundaries. Just one sentence. Not right now. I'm not available for that. I need to rest. I need time with my work. These sentences open the door back to yourself. And the more you practice them, the more you begin to feel the difference between peace and appeasement. Because appeasement can feel and look like peace from the outside. But inside it has a cost. The body knows. The resentment builds. And the art gets quieter. And eventually, you tell yourself you're just blocked. But are you blocked? Or are you exhausted from managing other people's needs? These are not small questions. I know that. I know when I put these out, like I'm not asking you tiny questions that'll just give, micro habits to fit art back into your day. No, I'm like, let's get to the, and I've always been this way. I'm like, let's get to the core of the problem, the heart of it, and dig it out. Because no, these questions are not small. They are portals. Because boundaries are not just about keeping things out. They're about keeping something sacred in. And yes, your boundaries may disappoint people. They may reveal dynamics you would rather not see. They may show you which relationships require your silence in order to function. But they will also show you something else. They will show you where you are strong, where you are clear. They will show you that your needs do not make you unlovable, and that your art does not have to wait until everyone else is done with you. And this is why boundaries are a pillar of my creative wellness course, because creative wellness is not just candles and journals and soft music, though obviously I am very pro candles and journals and soft music. Creative wellness is also the fierce devotion to protecting your energy. It is the brave, sometimes shaky practice of telling the truth. It is learning to honor your capacity, before your body has to collapse to get your attention. So if this episode has stirred something in you, if you can feel that your art has been trying to grow in a life where everyone else has had priority access to your energy, I invite you to begin with creative wellness. You'll find a link to that in the show notes. Because boundaries are not a rejection of love. They are a devotion to truth. And your art deserves a life where truth has room to breathe. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you soon.